I'm here with Karla Marsh, Executive Director of the Community Bridge. Karla, thanks for joining us today.
No problem. Thanks for coming over.
So tell us about the S.T.O.P program.
Okay, so the S.T.O.P program is something new in Fort St. John. It's meant to provide services for a population that currently doesn't have service, and that is men who have not been court-ordered to attend some kind of a violence in relationship or an abuse or controlling relationship type program. So like I said, it's meant for men who have not been court-ordered. So men who acknowledge that they have some controlling behaviors or abusive behaviors in a relationship. This could be that the men are actually being violent, verbally abusive, controlling, sexually violent. So there's a range of controlling behaviors that the men need to acknowledge before participating. And it is a group program. So the men are spoken to ahead of time and found out if they're comfortable doing the work in a group. So the other thing about the program is it's actually in partnership with the Northern John Howard Society, who've run this program in other areas, Prince George and other areas. So it is a program that's known to work. Another feature of the program is that the partners of the men can participate. Now, they don't participate directly at the same time as the men. They participate in another session with other partners. And the women do not have to participate, but it's an option to the women. So they will learn the same skills and knowledge that the men learn, so they kind of know what their partners are being taught, and so they both develop some skills. So that's another really neat feature. We will also take men under the age of 19 if they're living an adult lifestyle. So it isn't just for adult men.
And so what does that mean, adult lifestyle?
It would mean that they're not living at home. Perhaps they're maybe living with their partner, girlfriend, on their own, and they're, for all intents and purposes, engaged in an adult relationship.
I understand. So these types of controlling behaviors that are going on, are they problematic in this area?
I think they're problematic in almost any area. These are things that are still left over, ideas about people's rights or how they should act in a relationship. And it's not that the men are always the ones that act inappropriately. I think power and control dynamics can happen with either partner, but more often these behaviors are something that men have learned. Usually they've learned perhaps in their home they were raised in, or just in general from the media. It wasn't that long ago that it was actually all right to beat your wife. So things are changing, but there's still lots of inappropriate behavior. But there are many men who acknowledge this. They just are not quite sure what to do about it. Maybe their relationship is breaking down. They're finding that they're acting in ways that they really know aren't right, but they're just not sure how to change that. So this program will help them change that. If they want to make those changes, it will definitely be helpful to them.
I see. So what you're saying is that participation in the program is completely voluntarily on the men's part?
Absolutely voluntary. It's free, so there's no cost. However, there must be a commitment. So the men are, there's a 12 3-hour sessions. However, some of those may be doubled up and put on a Saturday so that the overall length of the program is shortened. But they must complete, for the most part, 10 of those sessions in order to be considered to have completed the sessions.
I see. And so what kind of topics are going to be covered in these sessions?
I think a basic one is what is abuse, because people sometimes aren't aware that they are being abusive in a relationship. They'll talk about emotions, what's the proper way to express emotions, communication within a relationship, anger management, generally those kinds of topics. And like I mentioned, the women will also, if they're participating in the group, learn those topics as well. So everybody will get more positive communication skills.
Okay, and so how do you find the men who are going to be participating?
Well, we're putting it out to the general public. Men can self-refer, and also we're looking to community service providers. So this could be people in the court system, just about anybody in the community that may know someone who's struggling with this issue and would like to address it before they end up being charged or in trouble. Yeah.
I see. So how can people end up referring others?
If they're interested in the program, either themselves or know of someone, and we will be getting out a referral form shortly. But in the meantime, they could call Christine at 250-785-6021, extension 228. It may take a little while for her to get back if she's away, but somebody will contact them eventually.
Okay, perfect. Well, that's all the time we have. Thanks again, Karla, for joining us.
Thank you very much for letting us get the word out about this new program.